Hi there guys, welcome to your next philosophy course. Today we're going to be looking at the 5 ways to attack and the 3 phases of combat and why it's important to know these things. For starters, we're just going to look at the 5 ways to attack. Now, as I've mentioned before about the 5 ways to attack, it's basically a way to categorize all of martial arts into 5 different concepts. See, no matter what martial art it is, they're going to be using one of these 5 ways of attack, and every single martial art technique can be put into one of these 5 categories. The categories are single direct attack, attack by combination, hand immobilization attack, progressive indirect attack, and then finally, attack by drawing. Now let me go through these each one at a time so you can actually get a definition for them. A single direct attack, whenever I throw a single jab or a cross or I throw a kick or something along those lines, but it's just one hit, like the eye jab for instance, bam, it hits you in the eye, the fight's over, that is a single direct attack. It's one simple attack that can end a fight. Every single movement in martial arts, whether it be punch, kick, elbow, side kick, no matter what movement it is a single direct attack if you're only throwing one. The next of the 5 is attack by combination. Now, attack by combination is exactly what it is. It's whenever you use a series of single direct attacks to create one fluid attack. For instance, the second technique that you guys learned was a parry, jab, cross. That is a attack by combination. You defend yourself and then you hit them with a 1-2, a combination of punches. Now there are tons of combinations, and in the world of sports martial arts like boxing and kickboxing and MMA, attack by combination is king. Every single boxer knows the good old 1, 2, 3, and every single kickboxer knows their version of it, the 1, 2, 3. Those are combinations. It's when you string single attacks together to make one fluid attack. Now, not all attack by combinations mean you're going to hit them with every strike. For instance, maybe your hands are high like this and I want to hit you in the face. Well, I'll throw a 1 and then a 2 at your stomach and then a 3 at your face. Well, what happens is I miss this one because you block it, but since you're blocking it, I can hit you in the stomach, and then that opens up your face because you crouched down from being hit. That's an example of attack by combination. The next one is hand immobilization attack. Now this one can be kind of fooling because hand immobilization can also mean foot immobilization, arm immobilization, leg immobilization. It's whenever you take away someone's weapon. A very easy example of this is, say you're fighting someone and they are backing up every single time you come at them. If you just take your lead foot and step on their lead foot, when they back up, they can't move that foot. You've immobilized that particular foot. Another example of this is the Pak Sao that we've been working on. As you guys saw from your techniques this week, when I throw in a Pak Sao onto someone's arm, it knocks their arm out of the way and pins it down, and then I come in with my strike. That is a hand immobilization attack. So whenever you take away someone's weapon by pinning it or pulling it or trapping it in some way, you're using hand immobilization attack. The 4th kind of attack is progressive indirect attack, and this is one of my favorites. Progressive indirect attack is whenever you do one movement in order to draw a reaction for another movement. A great example of this is throwing a kick to someone's groin. If I come in with a kick to your groin really fast and convincing, just boom, here I come, 9 out of 10 men will drop their hands. Now, I can totally not even intend to kick you in the groin, and I just fake like I'm going to kick you in the groin because your hands will drop, and when your hands drop, bam, I take you out on the face. That is progressive indirect attack because I'm pretending to strike you and then I hit you. Another example of this is throwing a big round punch like this and then you throw a jab. See, when I throw my punch like this, boom, what happens is people either will do an outward block or a shield, but lots of times they will open up their center line to defend against this rounded strike. So I'll come in like I'm going to hit you with a round strike and then hit you with a lead. Watch how convincing this is. So you come in and you're, pow! So when I come in, you can see my hands coming in to hit you, but boom, this lead hand comes in and takes you out first. And that's progressive indirect attack. The final of the 5 ways to attack is attack by drawing. Now, attack by drawing is oftentimes confused with progressive indirect attack, but they are different. Progressive indirect attack is when you fake a movement to hit somebody, like dropping your hands low and then striking high. Attack by drawing is when you appear to be weak in some point in fighting in order to create an opening. One of my favorite examples of this is backing up. If I have a very aggressive opponent who's always coming at me, boom, 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 right? Well, I know when I back up, he's gonna walk forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take one step back and he's gonna jump in on me, right? Then I'm gonna take another step back and he's gonna jump in on me. And then the last time, I'm gonna take a step back, but right off my step back, I'm gonna boom, jump right into his face. And that is attack by drawing. I drew him into me to guarantee my hit. So I'm there fighting him and I go, whoa, whoa, wow. And right there, that's the attack by drawing. So those are your 5 ways of attack. So why do we need to know these 5 ways of attack? Why do we even need to memorize them in that way? Well, quite simply, it allows you to fully understand every technique and understand what it's doing. You don't want to get confused between an attack by drawing and how you perform that and a progressive indirect attack, because they are performed differently. Both of them involve you being a good actor and convincing your opponent of something, but they're 2 completely different concepts. One, I'm pretending to be weak. The other one, I'm pretending to be telegraphing all my attacks. So that moves us on to the 3 phases of combat. In martial arts, almost every martial art in the world can be categorized into one of the 3 phases of combat. There's stand fighting, then there's clinch phase, and then there is ground fighting. So if you and I are fighting and we're standing here and I'm throwing punches and kicks at you and we're just working out and everything, from this position you are doing what's called stand fighting, because you're standing up, you're throwing clinches. But then, let's just say that off of this, I go into a clinch and I grab you. And now we're working around back and forth because I grabbed you. That's clinch phase. Clinch phase is whenever you're grabbing each other, maybe throwing knees, elbows, maybe doing some takedowns. All that goes into clinch. And then when the fight goes to the ground and you 2 are wrestling on the ground, that's ground fighting. So why is it important to know these 3 phases? Well, quite simply, if you understand those 3 phases of combat, you can ensure that you are a well-rounded fighter. Lots of martial artists out there think they're a well-rounded fighter, but maybe they have no ground game. I know martial artists who have trained in Kenpo, a stand fighting art, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a ground fighting art, but have nothing in between. And so when it comes to clinch phase, they don't know any throws or how to really perform any solid clinch striking, and so I can just keep them in clinch all day long, and then when they try to take me to the ground, I know clinch phase, so I can break out of clinch phase. I can feel it happening. So when you categorize each phase of combat, you can kind of make like a little checklist. Like, do I know how to stand fight? Yes. Do I know how to be in clinch? Yes. And do I know how to ground fight? Yes. So all of this goes into the wide spectrum of the 3 phases of combat. So there's 5 ways to attack: single direct attack, attack by combination, hand immobilization attack, progressive indirect attack, and finally attack by drawing. And there are 3 phases of combat. You have stand fighting, then you have clinch phase, and then you have ground fighting. So that's it for your guys' philosophical lesson for today, the categorization of martial arts. So go ahead, discuss that if you guys want. You can send me back messages about what you think about it. And until next time, guys, keep training hard.